This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description. 4 years after the game is actually released, we finally, for the first time ever, get a Marvel Legends Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative figure, and in a bit of a deluxe pack, I might add. He comes with 1 henchman and 2 alternate heads, so you can make your own henchman. The henchman body is actually just like the Logan body, so if you have like a spare Logan figure, you can just take the head off and pop one of these heads on and ta-da, instant thug. But anyway, I love the Spider-Man PS4 game. I think it's an absolute masterpiece, and I also think it has some of the best costumes for the villains I've ever seen. Like, I love how Vulture looks, I love how Electro looks, Scorpion I can kind of give or take, Rhino looks amazing except like the bits of exposed skin he's got, Shocker looks awesome, Tombstone was amazing, Taskmaster looked really good, and Doc Ock is pretty much tied for best version of him next to the Sam Raimi version. And the game was actually my introduction to Mr. Negative because I had never actually read anything about him in the comics before. And I thought it was pretty great. I really like it when a villain has a sort of connection with Peter without them knowing that he's Spider-Man and whatnot. And I think Martin Lee, being like the founder of Feast, is a really good way to tie him in with Peter's personal life. So anyway, let's take a closer look at everything here. So he comes in this like new environmental friendly, non-plastic Marvel Legends box, and basically they're all just sort of wrapped in tissue paper and it looks awful and it feels really cheap. The box itself looks pretty rad, I guess, but it's also sort of blind box, so you can't really see anything about quality control. And I've heard some horror stories about the quality control in general for Hasbro's new figures, but my set is pretty much flawless. So anyway, like I was saying, he only comes with 1 thug originally, and then you have like your pick for a mask. But I have the Logan 2-pack, so I just decided to make 2 of them. So let's take a closer look at the accessories here, just to get them out of the way. So it comes with 2 alternate faces for the inner demon, each wearing a different mask, and this is the one I have left. He also comes with 2 guns. You can see them here. This is sort of a Robocopy gun, and this is like a generic assault rifle. Although it looks really advanced. I don't really know if these are supposed to be like real guns or not, but I highly doubt it. And they also each come with these old, I think they're original like Iron Man, like blast effects. And they just go in the barrel like this. And then they also come with these little smoke trails that you can put in. I think it looks pretty cool. It's just like a smoking gun effect. I think it's a bit of an odd choice for an accessory, because I don't really remember the guns like having Mr. Negative's like weird like glow thingy in the game, but I might be wrong. It's been a while since I played the game. They also come with some generic Marvel Legends fists, and you know, nothing wrong with getting some extra fists. And taking a closer look at the thugs themselves, like this body is, like I've said, the Logan body. You've seen it before. It's actually a very nice body. It's got quite a like hefty build to it. It feels really solid and big and doesn't feel like flimsy at all. And the elbows are really nice looking. They're really seamless. And for the weapons, I've given them these like melee weapons. It's a baseball bat painted in a really nice like gunmetal almost. I think it's based in normal black plastic, and then it's just painted gunmetal. Same with this machete here. It's cast in this brown plastic. Has a couple of tiny painted details there, you can see. And then just the blade is also gunmetal, and it's quite a nice effect. So apparently Hasbro does have access to metal paint, which like surprises me considering how pretty much every Transformer ever is completely unpainted when it comes to metal. So taking a closer look at Martin himself, he comes with this wicked sword, and there's like a big like energy, negative energy accessory to it, and other than that, it's just like a nice white sword. In the game, there is a kind of in-between glow. It's sort of like a bluish green glow, and I would have liked to see that like painted in like little splotches here and there over the sword, so the effect was a bit more transitional. But also, seeing as this is Hasbro, I pretty much already know I'm asking for too much. And then he comes with these just effects you can put in his hands just to make him like a bit more mystical. And they're actually sculpted in a way so that they sort of wrap around his hands like this. Like you can see the shape follow his hands. So you just like snap them on like so, and they sit there pretty tightly and they won't really fall off or anything. And I think it looks really good. As for the face sculpt, the likeness to actor Stephen O'Young, who played Martin Lee in the game, is pretty much spot on. It's a really, really nice sculpt. It's sort of like a very dark bluish grey instead of all black, which is a nice in-between of the color his skin has in the game. Because in the game, it's sort of like black with like highlights of this. And I think it's a really good compromise, and his eyes are really, really well painted. Other than that, it's pretty much just the generic Marvel Legends suit body, and I mean, this is pretty much exactly how he looks in the game. There is one difference in that his belt in the game is black, and here it's just unpainted. But then again, so it's like I said, Hasbro cutting corners on paint. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how he looks. I think this is a pretty good deal for like 44 bucks. You got a really, really solid fodder body here, and if not, it's a really, really good thug body. And Martin Lee, I mean, he basically looks exactly how I would want him, except for the unpainted belt, but I can do that myself, to be honest. So, yeah, I would really like the rest of the villains from this game made, but I don't really know if that's gonna happen. Maybe with the next game coming out, we might see some more villains, but honestly, I don't really understand why Hasbro didn't jump on the opportunity to make figures from this game, as they did for the Avengers game, which was a total disaster. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
No! Osborn must suffer! Beat the demon? I am the demon!